Hi everyone, my name is Sharon and I'm the designer and owner of Flourish Resources. This is our launch week and I just thought I would pop online just to give you a little bit of history about who I am and how Flourish Resources came about. I'm a homeschooling mother of 4 children ranging from 5 years to 13. We have been homeschooling for what seems like forever now, but it will probably be around 6-7 years possibly. And I have tried so many curriculums, and I feel like I've bought all of the curriculums that are out there to try and teach my children well and try and get them engaged in their learning. What I found was that, especially with New Zealand specific topics, there wasn't a lot out there that was beyond a page of information they had to read and then answer questions. And I wanted more for my children and to get them really interested in New Zealand history, New Zealand birds, New Zealand animals. And to do that, the workbook method was just not going to work. I have 4 children that all learn in very different ways. I have one that is an avid writer. I have one that draws everything. And I have one that, a little boy that would prefer just to be up trees all day. And so to get them all engaged with one particular version of something just never worked. And to get them engaged with 4 different things just never worked for me, because I didn't want to have to manage 4 different ways of doing the same topic. So what we tried was everything, and we did have some mega fails and we had some wins. What really works for our family is that they love reading, and they especially love to be read to. Even the 13-year-old, even though she would never admit it now, where they would get so engaged with what they were reading, but they didn't just want to sit down and write answers to questions, and they wanted to be part of the process. They wanted to be choosing what they were reading and how they were reading. I have one child that just won't read a book, but she'll read everything she can online. So we just had to find something a little bit different. So you could call us a little bit Charlotte Mason, you could call us a little bit structured, you could call us a little bit unschooled. It's really an eclectic way of doing things. So the resources that we designed are really to help the parent to figure out, actually, how do I study something like New Zealand history or wildlife or flora? We've broken it down into almost topics and areas of study. And what you do is you pick one of those, or you work from the front to the back of the book, and then you and your children get to decide what resources you work from. So say you're studying Polynesian navigation, you and your child can sit there on the computer, you can go to the library, you can buy resources, you can use free resources, you can go online and see the crafts, activities, everything else, and you come back to the resource and you can write about what you've learned, you can draw, you can take it up a tree and stick things to it. You can do whatever you like with these books, and that's how our family really thrived, by giving some of the power back to the kids on what they were learning, but actually having some control over those topics and guidelines to kind of make you as a parent feel like, yes, I'm covering this topic really well. And so that's where the Flourish Resources have come from. It's something that just worked really well for our family, that they really enjoy doing, that you can take your book along, you can be studying a tree or an animal and go outside and take your book with you and draw it, rub some bark on the page, collect some leaves, and just really get to know the plant and animal in a really hands-on way. Or you go to the library, grab a whole lot of books or magazines or anything that the child wants to learn from, even Google, and just sit down and research those topics more thoroughly. It's whatever gets them engaged. So there are really no rules in how to follow this book. You can go front to back, you can pick a section, or you can just go on tangents, go down rabbit holes, let the learning kind of follow where your family wants to take it. We also designed this so it's completely neutral. If you want to use religious books, you can. If you want to be political, you can. You can teach your children whatever you like, however you like. using these books. These are just giving you ideas on what to learn and a place where you can keep a record of your learning, with the child writing and drawing and covering it with artwork, or just writing poems or stories. And then there's also a little bit of a level up in each one where we take it to the next level for those older primary school children and break down those essays and, what would you put in an essay? How do you write those questions? And so it's really just a whole lot of flexibility on your part and your children. And I really hope that as you use these resources that you will have lots of fun and you will really enjoy the process rather than it being a drag with workbook orientated methods. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below or feel free to email me. Otherwise, all our resources are on flourishresources.co.nz or at Flourish Resources NZ on Facebook. This week we will be doing some giveaways, so please hit like and subscribe so you won't miss out on getting into those competitions. Thanks everybody.